Hi, welcome back to Panda Reacts. I'm Sandra and this is Ken.
Hi.
And Ham. And, well, here's what went down. Yesterday we watched the #1 episode of Season 4. We started Season 4 of Last Kingdom. And I forgot to record it. So all that sweet reaction went down to nothing. So here's our highlights from yesterday's episode that we watched. Uhtred and Aelswyth were naked together. Couldn't ask for a better opening. The opening sequence was the Scots invading Bebbanburg, basically, and you got to see that Uhtred's uncle was slowly losing.
Having a tough time.
Yeah, his own fort.
Yeah, not so slowly losing his forces there. He lost half his men in one
battle. He did, and he's not a very nice dude, so he wasn't being very kind about it either.
He wasn't caring too much about the PTSD that his soldiers were going through there.
He didn't care at all. Anyway, the Danes were pretending to go to Ireland so that they can invade Mercia. Ethelred fell for that and was on his way to their place and killed a bunch of women and children.
Yeah, which is not going to go over well.
There was this young girl I thought might be a new character in the show, but they just offed her in the first episode.
They made her really sweet and pretty and stuff like that, and then they just bashed her head in with an axe. So
yep, she should have made sure everybody was gone first before she went back to that place.
Check on the village and see how things were going.
Yeah,
and she had Mjolnir, the Thor's hammer on, so we know that she's a Dane, right? So they can identify her from the others. So the Mercians, I mean, let's just say slaughters of women and children in the camps and stuff like that isn't exactly the first time that's happened in this show. I mean,
no.
Of course, Scorpa did that. He went and attacked the camp and nearly
that was where
it's not like an unusual thing to sort of do that, but it is still kind of disgraceful.
Well,
a disgraceful way to make war.
Totally. So anyway, then Edward is king now, of course, but his father-in-law is basically ruling the land.
Yep.
Edward is doing everything his father-in-law wants. So Uhtred got into his head that if his uncle's weak, which he's hearing about, he could take his homeland back.
Give me a couple hundred guys and I'll take it today. And then
so
it can
goes
be your
to Winchester and is like, Edward's totally thinking it's good, and then his father-in-law's like, no, blah, 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 blah. And Edward's like, no, sorry, Uhtred. And Uhtred was like, ticked. So,
all right, protected you. Made sure that you got to be king.
Yeah.
And once again, I'm getting jammed out by this stupid family.
Never. So, so he left pretty choked, but before he left, Beocca, first Beocca wasn't going to go. Then he decided to, because he needs to move on with his life. Held told him.
Little tiff with Aelswyth and that kind of.
Oh yeah.
Persona non
he
grata
told Aelswyth the truth to her face.
Yeah, that she's kind of, she's on the outs and, just like him. And frankly,
how's it feel, Aelswyth?
She just shut up. But so she didn't like that very well. So she exerted what power she had to make him feel a little less welcome. So he decided
him to his room or something, and then he was like, "Forget that," and he's gonna go and fight with Uhtred. Then Uhtred kidnapped his own son from the monkery, and because the kid was all Christianized thanks to Alfred, and he's doesn't want to be with his father, and he's disgusted by him, and various other things. But Uhtred, in Uhtred's way, which is not the best, just grabbed him and said, "You're coming with us. I don't care. You have no choice.
Yeah,
one day you will get this sword too." And the kid's like, "So?" He's like, "We're going to take back Bebbanburg." He's like, "I've never heard of it."
Yeah.
God.
Perfectly happy where he was, being a little god boy. But,
he was.
Now he's going to have to go and try and hang around with all these rough men.
But Beocca's with him. And I think he'll have some good influence on Uhtred Jr. And we'll have to see what happens. So Ethel fled, and Uhtred's little love romance is happening behind the scenes. Because Ethelred is supposed to not know about it, but he's trying to get with this other chick. His new right-hand man's sister.
Yeah.
And he and his sister's like, you're going to have to give it up at some point. They use the word hump like 50 times in this episode. That's how many times I heard that word.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could go back, I swear, I could count all the times they said hump. It was a lot.
Well, Aldhelm knows, but he's keeping the secret.
Well, yeah, because he loves Aethelflaed, even though it probably grates him that she's boinking, not humping. She's boinking Uhtred. And, Ethelred basically was all over that guy's sister. And she was like, no. And he's like, don't make me force you. It's like,
because he totally would, too.
He would. He's such a scum.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She's like, well, once I gave it to him, he'll lose interest. Yep. Mm-hmm. Tale as old as time, my friend. That's how it works. So, yeah, it's true. In most cases, it is true. You give it up, that's it. Bye-bye.
Don't you believe in love, says Ham?
Ethelred's not pursuing her for love.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's why I say that. Anyway, I was pretty mad when we watched the end of the episode and realized I hadn't taped it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to now react to the second episode. So my apologies for having no first episode to watch.
And thus no comments to respond to. And
no.
Generalized disappointment.
I know. What are you going to do? So, no, Uhtred's away from Aethelflaed, so I guess I'm not going to get any sexy scenes for a while.
I'm excited to be in on this, though, so,
Yeah, well, All right, let's start. Press all.
What are you doing?
Ew. What are you doing?
Like, giving a little offering to the sea gods?
Maybe.
This bucket.
Ew!
My blood runs within his veins. Why can he not see that? Because your blood is that stubborn bastard.
That's true.
You should have seen the way he kicked Scarpa to make his displeasure known.
A boy of many talents.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
Come with me, Father Puric. Bring Father Beoka to me.
Oh, he left.
It's a little unjust with him, Gnas.
Lady, you asked for him to be removed.
Yep.
Yes.
We're being such a jerk.
Yes, I suppose I did.
Creepy heart.
Mm-hmm.
We should bleed silver from him. By the men.
That sounds about right.
Except it won't necessarily be the people you're expecting.
Yeah.
All sinners can repent. We shall see.
Bjorka's like,
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna
believe what you want to believe, kid.
I don't think you're gonna bring Darth Vader over to the light side this time
I don't think that's
around.
gonna happen. Uhtred's not Darth Vader, though. He's much nicer.
You have no good reason to deny me.
I act simply for the good of your soul.
I have a good reason for her to deny you. You're a jerk. You tried to kill Aethelflaed before.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happening. She'll come kill you first.
Close enough to surprise him.
And this is where I say goodbye.
Ah!
Because you carry his pop. I can tell by the tits.
Excuse me. Well, now that she's having his kid, this is going to make it even harder for her when she realizes that he killed Ragnar.
Mm-hmm.
He set it up. Who's this?
I nearly did drown, Father.
Mm-hmm.
I believed it was my punishment. And then I've collected from every corner of the known world.
Uh-oh.
Strong men, loyal men.
That's not what Uhtred thinks is happening.
Nope.
Who are you all? Family, Athelstan.
I've been told not to answer that.
Indeed.
Oh, they had a third horse. It's convenient. Here's our third horse. There was nobody riding.
Are you the kind soul who arranged this meeting?
No, I'm also the mean one who separated you.
Separated you in the first place.
With knowing that I am a mother.
Aelswyth. You stealing that kid? What's going to go down here? Nope. Your daughter's not queen yet. What'd you do, Aelswyth? Shut up, Ethelhelm. Yeah.
I will decide how to respond to this affront and when.
I've travelled many weeks just to admire it. Reject our plea to sell us your riches, but do not deny my boyhood dream.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. You could totally be killed here. No, Uhtred. Watch out. Oh god, oh god. Something bad is going to happen. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus.
Well, he's on the inside, so he should be able to open it from the inside now, like normal.
Uh-oh.
Once again, who do you really serve?
Ow.
My flock and God himself. I am Uhtred of Bebbanburg.
Not the greatest admission in the world.
That's what he is.
It is unwise to mock me.
No, I truly am. No! No, no, no! Come on, Uhtred.
There's a few more folk here than I thought.
That's his uncle, though.
Mm-hmm.
Silence! Only I shall speak. Well done. Swear to me, and you will have my oath.
Where's his son? Where's his uncle's son?
Aiden, you remember me?
I am loyal to the true heir of Bebbanburg.
Good. Bear witness all, the true heir of Bebbanburg.
He's not the true heir. True heir is Uhtred.
How are you, boy?
Whitgar, son of Aelswyth, very much alive and back at Bebbanburg as flesh and blood, and I could kill you with this arrow in a heartbeat.
Crap. What'd you do, Aiden?
Son does not always love a father.
Well, that's not gone according to plan.
We have a problem.
Well, apparently
That did not go to plan.
Aelfric's son is a super badass and
Ah!
came back from the dead and shot his own dad.
Well, Aiden only said that because he knew that other guy's a crazy psycho.
Oh yeah, nobody likes Aelfric. He's a jerk.
Yeah, but his son seems to be a psychotic
Well,
jerk.
it seems to be even more so. Yeah.
So he was apparently dead and came back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this episode with a bunch of dudes to hold down the fort, and Uhtred showed up at the fort thinking he could take it, and we all knew that was not going to be the case when we saw Aelfric's son show back up.
Yep, with a whole longboat full of men that looked pretty tough.
They look like they came from a
They
pirate
looked
ship.
serious. They looked serious. They weren't.
Yeah.
They weren't like the half leftovers that he had left that Aelfric had left in that fort. You know, the too old and the too weak and that kind of thing. These guys looked like they meant business.
And then there was baby Uhtred who played a role. Like he decided he played his part. He didn't betray his dad.
He was so cute when he was drinking the bone broth.
Baby Uhtred is not Baby Yoda. Don't make me miss Baby Yoda more than I already do. So anyway, little Uhtred went and gave the signal. Unfortunately, because that made Uhtred go and storm the castle, which was fortunate only to save little Uhtred, who was pretty much doing okay for himself. He was choking someone out when Uhtred arrived.
When they tried to kill him, and
yeah, he fought back.
He strangulated that guy.
Yeah, he was like, man, Uhtred was good job. So yeah, and in Wessex,
meanwhile,
Edward was crowning his queen,
yep.
whose father was all too happy about that, and he heard about the fact that that Mercia had been attacked by the Danes, and he should go immediately and help them, but he decided to waylay it and make his decision later and have his queen crowned. Now she's obviously been playing dumb this whole time, because she had the smirk of somebody who knew very well what she was doing.
Yep.
They have a son. Yeah, so Aelswyth is starting to enjoy the fact that Edward's first wife, who was legitly married, says Hild, had twins, and I thought all this time they were two girls, but they're actually a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
So one is Ethelstan, and am I incorrect in seeing that it said Ethelstan, first king of England? Like it actually said it was him.
It did say
of
that.
all England. And I'm like, okay, cool. So he's obviously going to play a larger part in this, and will overrule the legitimacy of the current little prince that's living in the castle. And Aelswyth's just mad because nobody's listening to her. She's not allowed to spend any time with her grandson because the father-in-law is basically taken over everything. So Ethelflaed's all like, hey, you're supposed to go and fight for Mercia. And he's like, I will decide when I want to do something. It's like, oh, since when have you done that yet, Edward?
Gonna stop and have a little tantrum.
God. Edward is being such a weak fool. So yeah, Aelswyth she's taken Ethelstan from his monkery.
Yep.
But she reunited him with his mother for a little bit.
Temporarily.
And then said you'll never see him again because, he's going to be moved for his security. Well, that was really cruel. Why'd you do that? Why was there this like, hey, we're going to hang out and meet each other, but no, you never get to see him again. That's not cool. And where's the daughter? Because I guess she's not as important, but it'd be nice to see her as well. So there is an alternate. There is another that can Skywalker. Yeah, so there's another child, older and more legit, because Aelswyth is really regretting her decision to let Edward marry this girl or force him to when he already had a wife, and that would have probably been a lot better situation than what is happening now, where the wife's dad is like controlling everything. And yeah, if he finds out where this little boy is or that he's legit,
could be a problem.
Yeah, but I thought it was very interesting that they put that underneath that he was the first king of all of England. So he obviously will either, because it said he was first king of. There was a piece, and then there was and all of England. So obviously the England gets united during Ethelstan's reign. Because I don't think Edward is capable of pulling this off.
Nope.
And meanwhile, Canute thought he'd find Ethelred, and he didn't.
Nope, so he just murdered a whole bunch of civilians.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much par for the course in this show anyway, so...
And Ethelred had murdered all these women and children, and Canute was like, oh, well, that's what sometimes farmers get that. I was like,
what happens?
And Brito's like, what? And she's pregnant with his kid.
Yep.
So I don't think that's going to be a good scene when she finally finds out that he ordered Ragnar to be killed.
Yeah, because she's kind of horn dog for Canute right now.
Well, I don't know if she's horn dog or she just does it. Because, I mean, that wasn't exactly, a love fest we were seeing right there. And Haesten, he's doing his usual. I'm not gonna go with you.
I'm not gonna fight anymore. I'm just gonna watch from the sidelines and see what happens.
And he said to Canute, you know, she doesn't know. And he's like, Canute's like, don't make me kill you. That was in the first episode. Because Haesten has this knowledge, and he's just biding his time till he tells Brita and turns her against Canute. And then Haesten will be the only leader left. He's so smart. Damn, he's smart. So yeah, he's not fighting because, you know, why fight? That's not what he does.
No, he likes silver and women now.
That's what he said, silver and women. So yeah, and the monks were killed who went to get the heart of Saint Oswald.
Oswald. They got guilt by association because they were hanging out with, you know, obviously spying baby Uhtred.
Yeah, well, why doesn't he just go for the whole body of Cuthbert? That town still has the whole body of Cuthbert.
Yeah, but there's like, this is the saint that means something to the people of Mercia.
Oh, not Cuthbert?
No,
Cuthbert's
that's
a minor.
That's Wessex's saint.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I know Alfred was gifted like a finger or something, but
yeah, you can't just.
Cuthbert is disgusting.
You can't just swap these saints around. You know, they're kind of. Like...
Well, Cuthbert's a full entire body, so I mean, you got the whole thing. I can't forget that dark shriveled hand coming out of that thing.
It was like the crypt keeper.
That's gross.
I was laughing because the latest season on the other show I watched, the Vikings, of course, is, you know, busily just, you know, getting the sons of Ragnar Lothbrok to plan to go back and fight Alfred in Wessex again. So, you know, yeah. So, you know, the two shows are watching, you know, they're sort of coinciding in time slightly.
Merging. Well, I don't know. This guy that's in charge of Bebbanburg needs to be dealt with. He's come back. He looks very piratey. And
dangerous.
And Uhtred's like, dang.
You just shot your dad in the eye.
Totally. He didn't shoot Uhtred like he said he would.
Shot his dad in the eye with a crossbow.
Shot his dad right in the eye because Uhtred was holding him as a hostage. Mm-hmm. And without the hostage, everyone can fight now.
That's right. And he's vastly outnumbered.
Oh my God!
It's perfect for, of course.
Run, Uhtred, run!
It's great for the son of Aelswyth because, of course, if he takes out the only other challenger, all good.
Then well, there's two, because the little Uhtred said, "I am Uhtred of Bebbanburg," and the uncle's like, "Don't mess with me. Don't talk to me like that. You are not." And he's like, "Yeah, I kind of am." And then Uhtred showed up, so that kind of sealed that deal. He's like, you know who I am. We've seen you before. I'm pretty sure he came to the gate with someone's head. Whose head was that he had the first time? Was that Aelfric's other son? Was there more than one son?
You mean when Uhtred
brought a head.
He brought a head back. That was just some of his scouts that were out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I know he saw him then.
Yeah.
That was many years ago at this point. Yeah. And
killed them while they were peeing and stuff like that.
Yep. Lots of people die by peeing in this show. You gotta hold that pee. Anyway, well, if you like our videos, please subscribe. If you'd like to see more of our Last Kingdom reactions, check out our playlist. And until next time,